Welcome once again to another edition of this assembly. I am your host, servant of Yahweh Soya, and as I stated to you before, now we're going to start probably one of the most life-changing series I've seen so far to this point. It's going to get really dusty if you remember that series. So put your thinking cap on, get ready to learn something. This is going to be a nice ride. All right, we left off in Bere'Shiyth chapter 25, verse 22. Now we're going to start verse 23. And Yahuwah said unto her,
2 nations are in your womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from your generation, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Wherever Rivka went, she found him. She found Yahuwah. So that means you can find him too. Not only did she find him and ask of him, but he answered her. He can answer you too. What he said was interesting. He said that 2 manner of people were in her womb. What did that mean, 2 manner? All right, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Remember that. There were twins in her womb. All right, it wasn't just one, then she got pregnant again and another. They were twins. And the first came out, verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. Dirt, I look like that. All right, I'm not dirty though. He was also hairy, which too means that being hairy was not usual for these people, particularly a baby. This was a red, hairy baby, all right? Now that's kind of funny, so I can see why it was important to describe him. This wasn't normal. All right. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Yaakov. And Yiscak was 80 years old when she bore them. Yiscak was 60 years old when his sons were born. Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Yaakov was an upright man, dwelling in tents. Interesting verse this is. At first glance, there does not appear that much is here. Yet, upon closer look, you see something curiously compelling. In this verse, Esau is being compared to the serpent. It says that he was cunning. In chapter 3, verse 1, it says that the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field. The serpent was evil in his work. He facilitated the transgression against Yahuwah. This is who Esau is being likened to in this verse. But Yaakov, he was an upright man. That is a huge difference. Saying he was upright is saying that he modeled the ways of Yahuwah. Therefore, the opposite of that is true. Esau modeled the ways of the serpent, the ways of the world. All right, verses 28 and 29. And Yiscak loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rivka loved Yaakov. And Yaakov sod pottage. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. All right. I almost started laughing there because it said he sod pottage. So I'm going to assume that meant he cooked pottage. I never heard that put like that before. It sounded funny. Nonetheless, verse 30. And Esau said to Yaakov, feed me, I pray you, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Esau acknowledged his color. Who would notice the color of food if they're starving? He noticed that the pottage was red. After he acknowledged this, his name, his color, was called red. It was called Edom. So the pottage was red just like he was. All right, verses 31 through 34. And Yaakov said, sell me this day your birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Yaakov said, swear to me this day. He swore unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Yaakov. Then Yaakov gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And he did eat and drink, and rose up, and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. The truth is revealed. Esau had no respect for the good things. His birthright is a blessing. He should have clung to it, fought for it. He should never have given it away for anything. Yet, when faced with a little hunger, he gave it away. Yaakov had full appreciation of it and respected it. It was Yahuwah's. It was Yahuwah's will that he should have it, and he got it. Now, I'm going to add a little bit more to this because it says here that thus Esau despised his birthright. Well, it seems to me that since Yaakov now had his birthright, that perhaps too he despised his brother. And let me also mention that in that, where was that verse? Verse 24, I want to go back to that. Says that there were twins in her womb. I just wanted to go back to that. Now, we know that they don't look alike, at least by their color. So we know that Esau is red and Yaakov is brown. Dark brown, maybe black, I never seen a black person, so I ain't saying black. I'm just going to say brown. Nonetheless, they were not identical twins. They were what we call fraternal twins. They were born, conceived at the same time, but yet they do not look alike. They might have same facial features, but one was red, one was brown, one was hairy, one was not so hairy, I guess. All right, that's the end of chapter 25. We're going to go to chapter 26. Chapter 26, verse 1. And there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Yitzchak went unto Abimelech, king of the Philistine, unto Gerar. Verse 2. And Yahuwah appeared unto him and said,
Go not down into Mizraim. Dwell in the land which I shall tell you of.
Yahuwah sure does make a lot of appearances for someone who does not like to be seen. It has been said that no one may see his face and live. Me, well, I have lost count of how many people have seen his face and lived. Perhaps he was unaware that if people saw his face, they were supposed to die some gruesome death. Perhaps gruesome, maybe they just were died blank out from existence. I don't know, but they were supposed to die. Yeah, he was supposed to use death to make people die, an accidental, garish death like in Final Destination movies. But that never happened. And we have read these disappointing and nonsensical words about, or we have heard rather, these disappointing and nonsensical words about how these people just magically go on with their lives. I mean, haven't they read the scripts? They're still alive. Go figure. All right, verses 3 through 5.
Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and will bless you. For unto you and unto your seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform at the oath which I swore unto Abraham your father. And I will make your seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto your seed all these countries, and in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and did guard my watch, my commandments, my statutes, and my Torah.
Yahuwah wanted Yitzchak to dwell someplace else that he would show him later. He did not want him to dwell in Mitzrayim. If Yitzchak would have went to Mitzrayim instead of heeding Yahuwah's word, there is a good chance he would have missed the blessing. Yahuwah said, does this and, or shall I say, do this, and I will perform. The and implies that if he did that, then Yahuwah would perform. So, even though the oath had been made, the covenant cut, Yitzchak still had faith to do. Faith is what you do based upon what you believe. It seems Yahuwah wanted to know what he believed, but what he was willing to do. Yahuwah wanted to know what was in his heart. He wanted to see it. He wanted Yitzchak to show it. All right? Admittedly, this sounds like a temptation on the outside. However, the temptation lacks intent to fulfill the oath promised. Yahuwah makes his intent known by restating the origin of the oath, why it was kept, and what the reward was. At that time, what the reward is. He never commanded Yitzchak or anyone else. It was their choice. Obedience to Yahuwah garners reward. The reward in this case was fulfillment of the oath through the acquisition of several countries. Yahuwah reiterated that there were several countries to be obtained for his act of faith. Faith in this case was not acted out blindly. All he had to do was believe. Then faith. Act out his belief. All right, verse 6. And Yitzchak dwelt in Gerar. This is not where he was supposed to be. Yahuwah told him not to dwell there, but to go where he would show him. Verse 7. And the men of the place asked him of his woman. He said, she is my sister, for he feared to say, she is my woman, lest, said he, the men of the place should kill me for Rivkah, because she was fair to look upon. Sounds like Sarah, don't you? He is definitely a child of Abraham. He is fearful of men. He lies to protect himself at the expense of others. And he has a beautiful woman that he is fearful of other men wanting to possess. And they will possess her by his death. And this is the death of this episode of this assembly. And I hope you join me next time as we explore this series called Redlined. This is Soya saying, I hope you enjoyed this good day.